gonna be wild, man, wild.
Shucks. Welcome to WCYR. CTV1, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, fantastic. That coordination. Sherry on the microphone. Okay, anyway, welcome to the show as seen on Channel 31. Also broadcast live to all the surrounding high-rise buildings in Redfern. Good to know. Tash, comments?
None as yet.
Good stuff, good stuff. Learning, getting along there. Good to see.
We love our residents in this building, don't we? We do. They're very close to our hearts.
I'm very supportive. A lot of them are in here tonight. Just give us a big clap, all the residents.
Residents in the house.
The house. Alright, we've got a big show tonight. We've got go-go dancers, we've got film reviews, we've got plays, we've got skits, we've got comedy, we've got Jay doing the camera work, got Laurence on doing the floor managing. Just generally looking good. We got one makeup artist, so congratulations to her for doing everybody's makeup tonight. Makeup glamour.
She was pumping out the Barbarella style tonight. We thought we'd all get back to a bit of the 60s like our go-go dancers tonight, so that's why we're all enhanced.
Absolutely, totally enhanced.
Other than you, of course. Where's the theme? Come on.
I'm just untouchable, really. It's just no theme, you know, would stick onto me. I'm just in my own little mould, really.
Oh, yeah.
But as I said, give us a call, 96982968, and tell us how much you're enjoying the show so far, just by watching the three of us. And hey, it gets better because there's actually more people to this show than just the three of us.
Yes, there is. There are.
Like the three of us, but there is actually more.
There is. And shall we throw now to our first segment tonight?
We should. I think it's Don. No, I don't think it is. He's using his pegs.
It's Jason and the go-go dancers, the SOS go-go dancers.
That's absolutely correct. The go-go dancers. That's it. Great stuff. Go to the Go-Go's. What do you think, Claire?
I was very impressed.
Very impressed. Oh, and you can tell how impressed you were. What are we doing here tonight, Claire?
Well, I'm going to explain that I should hopefully be on a segment myself sometime. I've decided to put my multiple personalities to use and actually perform in front of people.
All right.
Yeah. There's Tony. I'm Tony. Hey, Lewis. How you doing? Tony. I'm from the Bronx. Yeah, I got some business of my own. Yeah, hey, I didn't tell you, Lewis. I just got the shipment of, blow up sheep.
Right.
But, well, my cousin Frank, they came off the back of the truck, actually, but they got 5 legs instead of 4. So you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
There are some sick people out there. I'm gonna put them out as Chernobyl sheep.
Chernobyl sheep. Right.
Right.
And you think that would be a big seller, do you?
I do. You don't know. I come across some really weird people. I'm not into that myself, but yeah. There's some people out there that I think they really like 5-legged sheep.
Okay. And so you're thinking of doing this for a segment?
Yeah.
And you'll be playing different people each week?
That's right.
All
Keep. Mrs. Keep.
Right. Okay, and this is going to be your segment.
What? Yes, I'd like to talk about things you see people, you young people, you have your shows, but I don't see any old people here. I'd like to be an old person on TV.
Yay! So you'll be coming in every week and doing a different personality, and basically you've just been introduced to the show last week, and already you're here and putting it out there. Good stuff. And what do you say to the viewers at home that are thinking, hey, I could probably contribute something to the show?
Well, lose any inhibitions you have. Come here and make a fool of yourself and be on TV. And it's a damn sight better than commercial TV. Just come and do it.
Well said, well said. And everybody in this room doesn't agree with you whatsoever, as you could tell by the applause. So if you do want to get involved, 9698 2968, give me a call and get in contact, and we'll get you down here, and you too could be doing multiple personalities.
That's right.
Yes, okay. And now let's throw to Heather. Pronto. Give her a clap. Heather!
I like your work, Laurence. I really like your work. Laurence keeps this whole segment together. I've got Jay Katz and Miss Death, who are the people behind Sounds of Seduction. They're the people that make Sounds of Seductions. Hello, Jay. Hello, Miss Death.
Hi, Heather. Fantastic to be here.
And fantastic outfits, I must say, Miss Death. I believe you make them all yourself, yeah?
Yes, I do.
And you design them all?
Yes.
Now, there's a whole range of outfits, is that right?
There's 13. We've got 13 different outfits so far.
So what have we got? What kind of outfits?
I
know they've got the tassels.
Yeah, the grey classic
Essential
go-go outfits. And then there's the black ones. They're a little bit more risque.
The pussycat outfits.
The pussycat
outfits. They've got tails.
And there's the fluffy white bikinis, and there's the red feather outfits, and there's the...
We had the sedate outfits tonight, didn't we?
We had the very sedate outfits.
We had the A-line.
Yeah,
we didn't want the audience going crazy here.
No,
we are in the residential area.
Yeah. But basically what people need to do is get down to Sounds of Seduction to see the full range of outfits. And it's happening every Saturday night now, is that right?
Saturday night now.
Every Saturday.
Like clockwork, it's an SOS. It's a call in this sad, sorry-ass town for, the saving of our souls, basically. Miss Death and myself, we started it off as a little sort of nexus point. A 60s discotheque was really where it occurred. But it had a real multicultural mix. We had a Japanese princess with us for 12 months in this country. Princess Rhea. She used to put on fairy wings with a wand and fly out over the audience.
That's right,
we get her in a harness. That sort of thing. She's gone back home, but Miss Death is there. She's got the Greek background, so she'll hit in as the queen of Eurobeat. And it just swings.
Was the cage your idea, can I just ask?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. You can't have go-go girls without a cage.
Right, okay. So you've installed the cage now.
Yes.
I know I've been there quite a few times. You install the cage.
If you want something done, you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah, okay. And now, there was a guy sort of writing in the background. Well, a lot of people would have thought he was writing in the background while the go-go dancers were having their own private party here at CTV.
Now, he was
so do you want to explain that, Jay?
Yeah, Heather, he was actually using the wonderful stylophone.
Do you want to just hold it up for us so we can have a look at the stylophone?
The stylophone is an extraordinary instrument. It's controlled basically by this pen, which has a metal contact point that touches the contact plate here, and that's how you get your notes. But the stylophone is probably one of the most inept and simply bizarre 60s electronic organ sounding devices.
So it's been around since the 60s?
It's been around since the 60s, and the man that sold it to the world
was
the one
Paris.
Rolf Harris.
Let's have a round of applause to Rolf.
He sold it to the British, he sold it to the Americans, it got everywhere. Now, Jason Willett, who's a friend of ours that's come out from Baltimore to play the stylophone live in the Sounds of Seduction, and it looks like a simple instrument, but to actually play it, you need to be very skilled and talented. It's a rather difficult thing to pull off completely. He has got the mythological 350S stylophone. It's an extraordinary stylophone. It has two pens, a much wider touchpad and a photoelectric wah-wah pedal.
So
it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think like the Electric Prunes did a big promo for the wah-wah pedal. They did a song totally dedicated to the wah-wah pedal. So tell us about the music that you hear there, Jay.
Well, the music's sort of what we consider to be neglected counterculture. Things in the time during the 60s and 70s, 50s that didn't bubble up and hit the mainstream and may have been neglected because of that. Everything from novelty records to film soundtracks to stock music.
Yeah, because you play a Wonder Woman track and a bit of
Wonder Woman's important
yeah,
for us.
Wonder Woman is important. You've got one of those wonderful Wonder Woman outfits too, haven't you? Yeah.
We had a crime, super crime fighters night, superheroes night. We have a theme night once a month, the first Saturday of every month. And
do you come up with the themes, Miss Death?
Yes.
Absolutely. I've got no say in it at all.
So The girls wanted to be
The girls requested
superhero,
Wonder Woman.
and they all wanted to be Wonder Woman.
They wanted to hit the bracelets
Three
together and
Wonder
dive
Women.
over the top of men
So
and
how
just
did you
show
find
them
all
the
these
lasso
go-go
of truth.
dancers? I mean, where did you find these
Well,
go-go
we've got
dancers?
They were specially selected by Miss Death. You know, we had the Phantom Surfers out here from San Francisco. You were
Indeed,
there,
yeah.
Heather. And they said to us, they took us aside and said, have you sorted the go-go equation out yet? Now, the go-go equation is an international thing. It's always difficult working with go-go girls, no matter what. Usually one of the members of the production company or the band, it's the girlfriend, something like that.
Right.
Or the boyfriend's there in the audience right when that lady's hitting a peak in the go-go cage and bang, the act's all over. It's dead. So you have to be very selective, and Miss Death was the one that stepped in there and sorted that one out.
No,
How
we
did
haven't
you-
got those problems.
So how many go-go dancers do we have now at Sounds of
We've got
Seduction?
three go-go girls and one go-go guy.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. And why only one guy?
Because we've only found one so far.
Okay, we want some more go-go.
Only one's been going
It's
enough.
difficult to find go-go guys. They're sort of, you
Yeah,
know...
they're shy, aren't they?
They are
They're
shy.
shy creatures, and
Yeah.
And-
they're worried about getting up on stage.
Absolutely. Worried about showing the feminine side. You know, how
Shouldn't
difficult
be,
that
they
is.
shouldn't be worried about seeing that
Absolutely
No,
not.
not the
feminine
least.
side. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the most attractive thing about a man, is his
Absolutely.
feminine side, isn't it?
That's right.
I think so. Okay, well, tell us what else we've got planned for Sounds of Seduction. What sort
Well,
of
the
direction
Sounds
are
of
we
Seduction
heading
just
with it?
keeps growing to us. and
You've
it's-
got lights and everything too. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like,
we've got
tell us
some
about the
wonderful
lights.
lights. Well, we're really after trying to find antique lighting, which is a difficult thing. It's always very sensitive, especially the oil lamps, and they don't tend to last
The lava
after a couple of years
Yeah.
moving around. But we've actually come across the world's largest oil lamp. It was used for outside performances in the 70s, and recently we were able to acquire this beast. It's called the Solar 575. If you see the normal solar lamp, it's like the stylophone, basically, people. You know, this one is the mythological mother of them all.
It's only three were ever imported into the country.
So we've
one of
recently
them.
found
They've
this.
got one of them.
and it's
These
got
people have been
ex-
searching everybody's
gotta
backyard,
search,
the
yeah.
garage sales, the weekends. Is that what you do?
People out there may have seen us actually in mini skips and garbage bins around the local area. There's still gold out there,
So
people,
that's where I
believe me.
recognise these
Keep
pants
look-
from.
And the socks, they're
And the
different.
socks.
Yeah. I think it's
Right,
just, you know, access to the community, and that's why we've kept the Sounds of Seduction cheap, Heather. We've kept it only at $5.
$5 is great for
It's
a night
great
out and a whole
night's
entertainment.
Yeah.
And what time do you start normally?
We
9.
usually start about 9, and one of our go-go dancers may get on the upright piano there and play a few beautiful cocktail numbers. We slowly rev up the ether, you know, we don't want to sort of just dive into this thing and shock people completely, so we slowly move into it, and by about 11 o'clock it's reached a fever
Going.
pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that funky element? You've got a bit of a funky element too,
Oh, we
haven't
have
you?
got a funky element, darling. I think all of us have got a funky element deep down, whether we want to admit it or
I
not.
think we do.
And it's a good thing to play on, you know. As far as we're concerned, the Sounds of Seduction is just something everyone should pop into. It's a bit like this station here. It's just let go of your inhibitions and see where it leads you. It can lead you into some extraordinary areas, dangerous ones as well.
So when are we
but-
going to see Miss Death up on stage next?
You'll be up on stage on Saturday night, won't you,
Will
mate? Yeah.
Before.
The Queen of Eurobeat hits
Oh,
those steel
okay.
wheels of steel again. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry,
a
I've
bit of
dumped you in it again.
DJing. Yeah. I like to be behind the scenes.
You like to be behind the
She's
scenes,
usually-
helping out with the DJing, the wonderful
yeah.
costume designs,
Films,
the
costumes,
films.
blah, blah,
Talking to
blah,
the
blah.
Right, let's talk quickly about the films.
Well, the
Tell us
films are a
what
big
sort of
element
films
of
are
it
on the
as
wall.
well. We're attracted to really people that have been able to create things with no budget. Independent
Which is
filmmakers, exploitation filmmakers of the 50s and 60s. To me, it's empowering to see things, we see new ideas.
What kind of images are we talking here?
Oh, we're
Come on.
All
talking
sorts
everything.
of things, everything.
From 50s film clips like Francois Hardy's Scopitone clips. They were a 16mm jukebox invented in France in the
Wow.
late
Put
50s.
surf films on.
Everything. We have them riding the
Okay,
waves
we're
sometimes.
talking Sydney's underground here, aren't we? I mean, we're talking.
I don't know,
being
does
a
Sydney have an underground? We don't want to be underground anymore. It's too, you know, it's too dank down there. I want to come to the surface and breathe a bit. I'm getting old.
Okay, all right, okay. But like, Sounds of Seduction has been going for a while now. How long have we been going for?
Oh, well, really,
About
2.5
2.5
years.
years, nearly 3 years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not. We started off we did a year of Wednesday nights,
which was
and then
easy.
we did a year of fortnightly Saturdays, and this year we started weekly Saturdays. So keeps changing all the time.
Keeps going. You've got every Saturday night tied up, so don't book these guys for any night other than Saturday night. And it's $5 just to get into the door. Anything else?
No, I think people will just have a great night if they come down. There's something for everyone in the Sounds of Seduction, and it's worth
These are the people leading Sydney's music scene, I think.
Oh God, don't do that to us. I could have a heart attack.
Leading our underground music scene and a good night out, I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We're talking, you know, pre-recorded music and, you know,
live
films,
music.
dance.
We get lots of old musicians from lots of old musicians now from the rhythm and blues era. People who play the basement and the harborside get up. They'll play the drums live over the top of DJ'd music, and that's extraordinary. Saxophone, drums, double bass.
So you get your live music as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Especially with Phantom Surfers and those sorts of
Well,
people.
our whole thing is to merge that, to blur the lines between the stage, the
get your
performer,
lounge suits.
everyone.
I mean, what should people wear for the night, really?
I think
Anything
they should
they're
just wear what they
comfortable
feel like.
Yeah. Anything they're comfortable
It's a Hessian bag, do it.
Okay. All right, get out there with your Hessian bag. Thanks very much for coming in.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
One big round of applause for the Go-Go Girls.
The Go-Go Girls.
Go Girls!
Don't bring them in, don't bring them
Come and jump on us.
No, don't jump on us. Careful.
Oh, sorry, I always get excited about that. I think they'll jump on me or something.
Well, I was kind of feeling a bit sad before I came in to the studio this evening, but I walked in and there were go-go dancers just going off everywhere, and it brought a smile to my face. And then I learnt that tonight's theme for the show is Lose Your Inhibitions, so I'm going to show you what I did. I reached into my cupboard and I brought out Kylie Minogue. She makes me feel kind of happy when I'm feeling sad. Yay, Kylie. Anyway, Lose Your Inhibitions, yes, that's what we're all about tonight, but I would like to take this opportunity just to thank the people that made Sounds of Seductions come across your airwaves. Grafton's Sound down on Burke Street in Waterloo. Lex and Dave, they provide us with our audio mixer. Without them, we would have a silent show, and that would be very non-entertaining. You can catch them you can phone them on 9698 7777, and they will let you know exactly what they can do for you. If you've got a party coming up, anything, they will help you out, and they are one of our biggest sponsors here, and we would be dead without them. So thank you very much, Grafton's Sound, and thank you, Sounds of Seduction. You really cheered me up. Thank you. Again, yay. I would also like to take this opportunity just to plug a new segment that I'm going to be bringing on the show. It's going to be an internet segment. I haven't yet thought of a name, so if you can think of a name, call us on 9698 2968. And also, if you are interested in becoming my co-host, because I don't think I can do it alone, I would like to hear from you. Again, 9698 2968, or you can email me hang on, let me think. Oh yeah, that's right, Romona, that's my name, Romona at tpg.com, or you can ICQ me, because I'll be online a fair bit from now on. I've kind of become a bit of an internet junkie, which is pretty sad. Kylie Minogue t-shirt, internet junkie, I'm going down a bad road here. Anyway, you can ICQ me on 476 40407. That's 476 40407. If you catch me, send me a message and I'll send you one back, and I'll invite you down onto the studio. What the internet segment is going to be looking at is some cool, wacky, zany, informative sites on the net. So if you have one that you'd like to broadcast to the world, or maybe to 60% of Sydney, let me know and I'll do a little search on it. Also, I'll be looking at things that you should be wary of before you get onto the net, especially in some chat rooms, which can be a little bit scary. Also, some language that you might need to know before you get on there. There's some pretty weird sort of codes and things that you might have to know. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask if there's anyone out there with a laptop who wants to be my co-host, please come in, because it might get a little bit boring if we don't have a computer screen to sort of show you what these websites look like, blah, blah, blah. And on that note, I would also like to try and plug for a sponsor, please. If we could get like a computer of some sort, maybe some money to go towards renting a computer, because that would really, really help. And we here at CTV1 need all the sponsors we can get. That's about it. But also you can catch WCYR on the web. Our webpage is currently undergoing some construction. You're going to be able to see all of us with our smiling happy faces and read some bios about us. You can catch that at www.ausimal, that's ausimal.com/WCYR. And if also you can just go and search WCYR and it'll take you somewhere. But don't go to the West Southern Republicans youth group thing, because I went there and it's not us. It's it's another WCYR. www.ausimal.com/WCYR. We're on the net and we're looking forward to the future. And right now I'm going to look forward to seeing Don with Odds and Bookends. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Odds and Bookends for yet another thrill-seeking, entertaining week. This week on Odds and Bookends, we're talking about 2 books and a bunch of stuff. The books we're talking about are Neil Stephenson's Cryptonomicon. No, that can't be right. Yes, it is. Cryptonomicon, which is his latest novel, which is very fat, about 900 pages. And I just wanted to talk very briefly about what the book looks like, so that you can recognize it on shelves. You can get a close-up on this. There we go. Cryptonomicon is a big, fat, black book. I borrowed this in the library because I couldn't afford it. Now, a book like this, say you back $40, $50, which I think is kind of awful, really. But there you go. It's a pretty nice-looking book. On the front, you've actually got an embossed cover where he's written very heavily with a pen. He signed it very heavily with a pen. You probably won't be able to see that. Just from there, that's right. And if we look at that side, you actually see that these pages have just been cut very, very roughly, and it gives it a really interesting texture, which is much more interesting than most of the books you get off the shelves. That being said, you'd think they could at least cut the pages properly for $40 or $50. But, that being said, it's a great book, and anyone who hasn't read a Neil Stephenson novel by this point in their life really should get out there and read some. Anyway, this latest one's about cryptography. If you don't know what cryptography, it's about codes, numbers, number theory. Doesn't interest anyone? Well, it's a rollicking great tale, like science fiction, not set in the future. Alright, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about this. This is a book by Mark Frost. So that would have cost me $40 or $50 if I bought it. This cost me 50 cents. Mark Frost, List of 7. Now this is worth getting your hands on if you can get a, as it says proudly on the front there, by the co-creator of Twin Peaks, which is so true, co-creator of Twin Peaks, although how many people did work on that in the end? Anyway, this is actually a retelling of the fabulous Sherlock Holmes stories, in which Arthur Conan Doyle is actually made the protagonist and goes around solving the crimes and stuff like that. But otherwise very good, lots of dark kind of stuff in it, lots of dark kind of cultic type stuff in it. Otherwise a really good tale, another great book. Boy am I bored. Let's see what's something I'm interested in. These are, do I have clubs up? There we go. These are the 2 most common kinds of straw. A bendy one and a not so bendy one. You get these all the time from those great dispensing machines where you tap them and they come out, and you tap them and they come out. They're great. You can play those for hours. But you don't see these bendy ones so much. So I picked up one today. I was in Chatswood and they had them, and I thought, ooh, bendy straw. So I went and got one of those. And I think one of the great things about the bendy straw, apart from the fact that it bends, is that unlike these, you can actually do something with it. These you just stick them in your drink, and you probably don't use them anyway. You just drink straight from the cup, and you get them in the eye, and it's really painful. And these you can do a lot with. Also, you probably can avoid getting poked in the eye as long as you point it away from yourself. I'm not even sure where I'm looking anymore. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Cute little postcard I found. Spiders on drugs. There you go, kids. This is an actual test they did on by new scientists. They pumped drugs into spiders and found out what the different ones gave them. This is marijuana in the top corner here, benzodrine, chloral hydrate, and caffeine down the bottom. And that's what's good about education in this country today. Alright, a product I wasn't actually too happy with, these are called Jelly Tots. And as you can see, they're just like those little tiny versions of the jelly things with the sugar on them. But very, very tiny. Do you want some? Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's test these in the studio now. Our brave floor manager is going to eat some and then tell us what he thinks. Again. Alright. Anyway, the point is, I found them highly disappointing, and unless you eat them in large handfuls, what's the point? Really? What's the point? And for a couple of... Oh, you like them, huh? Yeah. Well, yeah. Fair enough. So, obviously I'm not the absolute arbiter of taste on the show, but for 50-50, it's probably worth your money. It's about a couple of bucks, I think. $3 a packet or something like that. Worth doing. Otherwise, that's it for me. Me and Zach. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you, Don. Awesome bookends. Okay, me again. I've got Jim with me from the Pagans.
Yes, I'm here.
You were here last week? Yes.
Yeah, we were here last week. And well, we've sort of gotten onto vegetarian stuff too, since we were here, called the vegans and all. But I've got some CDs for you, mate.
You got what? For me?
For you.
Hey.
One for you. There you go.
Good
One
thing
for
about
CTV.
hosting the shows, all these little free perks, Hey.
But
Cool.
also, I think we've got a few for
Everyone's going to be
viewers
jealous.
out there.
Oh, what? Oh,
yes. Cool. I think, I don't know.
So what happened? You came into the show last week, performed.
That's right.
And you just, what? What came over you? What possessed you to come back in?
I don't know. I think I've got the CTV bug. I just like the atmosphere.
There's a lot of that going around at the moment,
I know that. My brother's totally gone.
Is he?
Yes.
Addicted. Oh yeah, we got a bit of an excerpt from some of the stuff you did last week. Just take us through what's going on here.
Yeah. We're sort of getting down. Yeah. I'm doing it.
Bit of guitar playing there, for those of you who've never seen a guitar before.
Not quite as electric as we sort of get to, but you got a half the band sound there last week. Whatever we could accommodate the lady upstairs, so we did.
That's right. We've got certain restrictions that we place upon our bands that come in here, and
we have thought
to be
about
acoustic.
trying to, maybe do something about that. But
yeah,
Pagans are thinking about it. No worries.
She'll be watching. Just keep it quiet. We'll talk about it later on after the show.
No worries.
But so you're thinking about giving some of these wonderful CDs to the viewers?
To the viewers, that's right.
What,
the
you're going to
live
just give them away to the viewers?
That's it. Just give them away. Whoever rings up.
What?
Because I'm a giving guy.
So you don't want them to answer any little quiz or anything like that?
Not at all. They do not have to think at all. All they have to do is be able to ring your number.
Well, I'm sure there's somebody out there in the 60% of Sydney that we're now reaching that can.
That's right.
They can make. That can, if they manage to tune in to Channel 31, they can manage the phone call, I reckon. So
I think so.
9698-2968, and you can get a CD from the Pagans.
Pagans.
Jim himself came in personally to present it
Pagans.
to CTV1. And this is,
CTV1.
do I have to give this one away, or is this for me?
That's for you.
Hey.
But now I'm going to have to give a few more away, aren't I?
All right, Jim, thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thank you, Lewis.
And let's cross now to none other than Roz with Young Talent. Who have you got in tonight, Roz? Give it up for Roz. Roz!
I'm Roz Houchin, and welcome to this week's Young Talent segment. I'm taking a different angle on employment this week. We're going to be looking at how mothers are affected in the workplace and whether it is a full-time job or not. I've got Sarah with me here in the studio today. Welcome, Sarah. Hi. Now, Sarah, you are a full-time mum.
I am a full-time mum.
You have a daughter?
Yes.
How old is your daughter?
She's 4.5 months old.
Bit of a handful?
No, she's pretty good.
She's pretty good.
Goes to bed at 6, wakes up again at 6.
That's not too bad. Yeah. In the scale of things.
Yeah, in the scale of things, it's great. You can have dinner and not have a screaming baby and changing nappies. And no,
now you haven't always been in the figure of mother role.
No.
Before this, you've been a police officer.
Yep.
And you've also been a judge's assistant.
Yep, that's right.
Now they must have been pretty demanding jobs.
Yeah, very stressful actually.
What kind of things did you have to do as a police officer?
Everything. I worked around the city for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And I actually, I just got so stressed out in the end. That I left. I actually I dealt with all sorts of people, all sorts of situations, and it was pretty pretty hectic in the city.
And have you got a better option? Is it less stressful being a mother, or is it equally as stressful?
It's very different. It's quite a lonely occupation. My husband works 7 days a week and he's at TAFE 2 nights a week, so I'm on my own 2 nights a week. Living with the in-laws, so that's...
Right. Oh, extra tension.
Well, it's actually really good because I don't go mad. I've got, you know, people to talk to.
Do they babysit? Or?
Yeah, if things get too much, I'll often just chuck the baby at them and say I can't handle it, so, which is good. So that's, you know, a lot of people say to me that must be a real negative, but in fact it's a real saviour. Positive. I find it good because my husband's never around. So.
I think it's fair to say that being a mother is a pretty highly skilled job. I mean, you need to be highly organised. Give us an outline of your average day managing baby, house, in-laws.
It's always different. You can never expect anything to be structured because if the baby's having a bad day, you'll have a really bad day as well, and you may not get, like, hubby might come home at night and nothing's been done, the bed hasn't been made, you're still in your nightie.
It's a full day's job.
Yeah, and you feel so slack, and you wonder often where the time's gone, but if, you know, if the baby's sick or, you know, for some reason he's unsettled or tired, or you've been out for a couple of days in a row and the baby, you know, won't sort of calm down, it's really, you know, it's always so different. Yeah. We're actually renovating a house at the moment as well, so you know, in between doing all that, I'm on the phone, or I'm going out buying tiles, or I'm grouting tiles and you know, whipping a breastfeed with the baby, and you know.
So you're dead busy.
Yeah, I am dead busy.
And do you think that it's fair to say that society at large doesn't acknowledge bringing up children, being a mother, as being a full-time career?
Absolutely.
Just because it's not paid.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, I mean, from all the things I've done in my life, I mean, my baby's only 4.5 months old, but it's been the biggest challenge for me. Yeah. And I mean, I found the police force pretty stressful, and working as a judge's associate stressful, but this is, I mean, it's just really the loneliness and the isolation. You have to rearrange your financial affairs, you have to sacrifice, you know, give up a lot of things because you're only on one wage, to suddenly be dependent on your husband to bring in the money, that's quite a hard thing.
Has there been any change in the dynamics of your relationship since you being a husband, being the only breadwinner now? Does that put you in a different situation?
Yeah, I find it really difficult actually, having been independent my whole life, 30, having my first baby, always having enough money to, you know, do what I want, being fairly free-spirited, and to depend on someone to totally look after you and the baby. It's a really different role.
Do you think that would take you back to work? I mean, that feeling of wanting your independence?
No, I think the only thing that will take me back is if we really sort of do it tough financially. I think we'll have to, but you know, apart from that, I really don't, there's no particular career I want to pursue, and I think that, you know, having children will be the biggest challenge of my life, and if I can do that successfully, I feel, you know, really satisfied with.
And at the end of the day, does your husband give you equal support? Do you think you're having equal workloads?
He's not around a lot, so I mean, tonight he came home and I hadn't cooked dinner because I was on my way out, and I was in so much trouble. I hope he's not watching. And
I just going to get you when you go home.
I just thought, hey, this is just not on. I have never not cooked dinner, and my God. Anyway, I just walked out and left the baby with him.
Good for you,
well
done.
Cooking the chicken.
Go and get your face shown on TV. Now, what can you say to young people or women who are about to have a baby, who are going to leave a career perhaps, or who are going to try and maintain a career whilst they're having children? What advice can you give to them from your own experience of how to manage time and energy?
Don't feel that you have to rush back to work. Don't feel that it's not, you know, not a great job being a mum, and you know, it's not a respected spot, because when you actually get there, it is such hard work. And don't be in a real hurry to get back to work. I mean, obviously, if you have to financially, it's a different story, but don't try and be a hero or anything, because it is really hard work just being a mum and trying to maintain a house, basically.
But at the end of the day, are you happy with your choice, leaving work, staying away from work for a few years?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know later on in life I'll look back and I'll think, yeah, it was a fantastic challenge and I did my best, and I don't think you could ever feel like that about work. Well, I could never feel like that about work,
unless
because
you're
it's
really
not so tangible, and it's not your baby and your flesh and blood, and it's so different.
It's your own business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks very much for joining us, Sarah.
Thanks,
That's been really great.
Thanks.
And that was Roz with Young Talent. She didn't get a chance to say, hi, that's Roz, and that's been the Young Talent Report, but she would have liked to, had she had the opportunity, so I just do it for her.
She did do it at the beginning.
Doesn't matter, she likes to do it at the end as well because she's professional.
Reporter for Channel 9
Absolutely.
News.
She always likes to do that little
Speaking of
It's been Roz with young talent.
Thanks for coming. I just wanted to sort of have a bit of a news flash and pity our poor duck called Ping, who I accidentally knocked off the shelf, and he's no longer with us. So I just thought we'd have a little moment for our duck.
Okay, and while you're having that moment, I'll get on with what we're actually doing. Shall I? We're here to give giveaways to the people that are watching us, all 60% of Sydney that are watching us, that have managed to tune their TVs into Channel 31 or happen to be watching the show live in the high-rise buildings surrounding Redfern, the ghetto.
But it's not just in the ghetto, it's beyond. We now cover 60%, as we've all been sort of reciting all night tonight, but we want to know, where are you and what's the reception like? Can you actually see Lewis and I, or are we just blobs on the stage?
Doesn't matter so much about
I mean,
you, but
some are, but...
can they see me is the main thing.
But generally, yeah, where are you? And if you call, you can win.
You can absolutely win. Huge prizes, not a Sony PlayStation, but just as good. Pagan CD, as per talked about in about 2 minutes ago. Just reiterating.
Hot off
Pagan,
the press.
Absolutely, it's still hot. Plastic's just melting to my fingers. Also, we've got free makeovers from the Body Shop. All you have to do is give us a call.
Lots of makeups from the
We've
Body
only got
Shop.
a few of those to give away.
Only a few. Plus, we also have
Plus
a
we've got
WCYR
t-shirt. We're going to get that modelled by Taryn.
Exclusive.
Taryn, our Vision Mix director extraordinaire. Taryn, can we get a shot?
Oh, yeah.
You'd also have seen her as our Queer Nation reporter. Oh, and look at the back. Yes, fantastic. Yep, groupie.
See, she's a groupie, and if you want to be a groupie, you just have to call us, 96982968.
Absolutely.
And you can win these fabulous prizes.
And also, if you'd like to employ Taryn's modelling skills, you can also give us a call, 96982968. She's free for any function that you'd like her services for.
Just a quick consultation.
Absolutely. 96982968.
For these great prizes, Body Shop and Pagan CD.
How good does it get?
Should we flash this? Just to...
Flash whatever you like, Bindi.
The website. See it, do it, now.
Which is soon to change. We're updating the website, but that'll come in the future.
Right.
We'll update you on that. But yeah, it's all happening here at C2V1, WCYR, Wisdom Chamber Juice Review, not to be mistaken with WWF, World Wrestling Federation.
Thanks, Hulk Hogan.
Right now, we're going to throw over to none other than, what are we throwing to there, Bindi?
Oh, okay, we're going to throw to In Stitches with Silvana.
In Stitches! Here's Silvana. Give it up for Silvana.
Good evening. Welcome to In Stitches. I'm Silvana. And I'm wearing a lovely t-shirt, as you can see, because I just had a trip to Bali last week. And I got this t-shirt at Kuta Beach, and it's DKNY, and I'm pretty sure it's the real thing. They assured me that it was. And even better than that, I was really, really lucky because they just happened to have a 15% discount the day I walked in. God, time and luck must have been on my side. I was a bit perturbed about the C on the end, but they assured me that that was for DKNY Cindy, because this used to be Cindy Crawford's t-shirt in a parade, and I thought, yeah, that's probably a valid story, and even though it is in a different coloured yellow, I do believe that it was Cindy's. That's all besides the point, because what I was really going to talk to you about was something that came up last week on community TV. Talking to Lewis about Holidays from Hell was interesting because I noticed a certain pattern was beginning to emerge as I spoke about all my horrible holidays, and that pattern was that every single holiday I mentioned was spent with my family. So I thought I would just go into one of these holidays in a little bit more detail so that you can understand why I am the paranoid, insecure, neurotic individual that you see in front of you today. Now, we used to have family holidays all the time because my mum and dad wanted to do everything as a family unit because they'd managed to argue with all their siblings, so they made my sister and I part of this very nuclear family. So it was family picnics, family dinners, and the dreaded family holidays. And every year we did the same thing. We drove 9 hours from Wellington to Auckland with my mum and dad in the front of the red Falcon 500, groovy look, and my sister and I top to tail in the back. Now every year it was the same thing. Dad wanted to do the whole drive all by himself. It was his marathon and nobody else was allowed to touch the wheel. So it was the routine thing that a couple of minutes, I should say hours, losing it here, a couple of hours into the drive, I would hear my mother say, "Chris, back up, back up." And this would just keep on getting worse and worse until I remember one time the road curved and Dad didn't. And he went straight into a fence and smashed the front of the car. And my mother was furious, but he couldn't let on that he'd fallen asleep. Oh, no, no, no. He had to pretend that it was the brake failure. Just mysteriously, right at that moment where he needed to turn that corner, the brakes failed. And the sad thing was, he had to keep up this facade, this kind of act, for at least 3 or 4 hours. So he'd jam his foot on the brake and go, "Oh, see, look, it's playing up again. Oh!" And it was really painful because it was so obviously a lie, and we all had to sit there and pretend that the brakes had failed until my mother kind of calmed down. Now, the second thing that used to really annoy her was that Dad loved speeding. God bless him. He was just like a teenager that never grew up. He'd like to put the foot on the pedal very gently, and I'd be over his shoulder in the back, watching it climb up to 80 miles an hour, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is great." And I'd whisper like a little devil, "Push, push," over his shoulder, "Faster, faster." And he'd very happily oblige me by just subtly putting his foot on the accelerator until it hit 90 miles an hour. And this was my mother's cue again. "Greta, what's wrong with you? I'm going to do the driving." And it's like, wow, that was the only thing that ever got through to him. She was going to take over the wheel. He could see that marathon drive just slipping away from him, so he'd very reluctantly take his foot off the pedal. Now, I think that kind of driving I've inherited, and so I never actually went for my license because I don't trust myself, and as everyone I know around me says to me, they don't trust me either. I used to have a few driving lessons with my mother, which was disastrous, because I had an aversion to using the brake. I didn't like anything hindering or hampering me, so brake was a no-go zone for me. And she used to climb into the car really gingerly when I was doing these driving lessons, like she was climbing to her death. And this gave me a lot of pleasure because I realized that I'd achieved something. She hated my driving even more than she hated Dad's, and that's quite something. So, you know, I'd start the drive off with just flashing around corners and stuff, and her most common saying with me was, "Black, black, 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 black." And she'd do this phantom braking on her side, on the passenger side. I could see the knuckles going white while she gripped the dashboard. I just have to remove them later. But the day I really thought I have to give it a miss was quite a spectacular day. I mean, it was nothing for me to go on curbs, misjudge turns, end up on people's gardens because I was a bit distracted by something on the side of the road. But there was this one day where even I thought, okay, I've just gone a little bit too far. It was when I nearly ran over a person that was crossing on the pedestrian crossing, and they were in a wheelchair, and I yelled out, "Fucking wanker!" Oops, sorry, I shouldn't have sworn. But that was the day I did hang up my keys for good, because I felt that everyone was safer that way, and it took a few more years for road rage to be discovered, whereas it would have been a lot earlier if I'd continued driving. So where am I going with this? Well, nowhere really. I think I'll have to finish up there because I'm going to go to my glorious, high-powered, executive, thought-provoking job of waitressing. So I'm going to end here with one little thought, and that's what a wonderful life it is when you're waitressing and when customers don't hear you call out, "Who's having soup? Who's having soup?" And their arms are flailing around when they tell a story, and you've got to do all that ducking and diving and do a little dance to get to their table. So people, remember out there, if you're in a restaurant, if you see food coming to your table and it looks pretty hot, and the waitress is not a very good limbo dancer, maybe just stop conversing and call out, "That's my hot soup," before it ends up on your lap. Thank you very much. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Whose soup is it? That's the question of the day. That's the question we all want answered. Whose soup is it? I know that feeling well. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is WCYR coming at you on Channel 31 and in the high-rise buildings of Redfern. We have a phone number, 9698-2968. You should have it in speed dial by now, because you've got to be quick around here if you want to get the prizes. We've got other shows coming up for you. We've got The Trip from Hell, which will be up in about 2 seconds. Funny guys, yeah, 2 seconds, yeah, it's over now. I know, it's 2 minutes, right? Dance, Queer Nation, things that come out at night, Film Forum, all the good stuff still to come. But for now, we've got The Trip from Hell, the new segment, hosted by none other than the great, the one, the only, myself. And Romona's the guest tonight. Romona, welcome.
Thank you, Lewis.
Romona, tell us about your trip from hell.
Well, it's funny you should mention my trip from hell.
Really?
Because I was looking at the back of this CD that you can win if you ring 96982968, and there's a track on here called Cracks of Rome. Now, it's Rome as in roaming around the city, blah, 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 but it made me think of Rome, which is in Italy.
Right.
Now, I didn't go to Rome, but I did go to Italy, and that's my trip from hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ramona, thanks for coming in. That was a great story. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, what happened in Rome, Italy, not to be mistaken with the cracks in...
Okay. This was, I was 16.
Right, 16.
I was living in Germany for like 6 months on student exchange.
As you do.
As you do.
Yep.
Jay knows all about it. Jay and I were on the same plane over there.
Hey,
we
come
just
on,
discovered this a few
here.
weeks ago.
Just you and me here.
Okay, yeah, one-on-one.
Come on.
Okay.
Get
And so another Australian exchange student called me, and she was living in Munich, and she asked me if I wanted to go on a trip to Pietra Ligure, it's called, on the Riviera in Italy.
Yep, no.
And I said, no probs, sure, I'm going. And but the thing was, it was with a few of her friends from school, but they weren't her friends anymore because she was living in one of their houses, but some stuff went down in the house, and she moved out, but she'd paid for the whole trip, so she had to go. But they hated her, all these people that we were going with.
Right.
So that's where it started. That's where the stuff started. So anyway,
what sort of stuff were we talking about?
well, this is where, well, you know, this is where things started going wrong.
Right.
But I'll start from my end, okay?
Please do.
So I took the day off school, you know, because my train left in the afternoon, but I didn't want to sort of be rushing around or anything. So I took the day off school, packed all my stuff, you know, but there was no one to drive me to the train station, so I had to walk. Had to carry this whole big fluoro orange bag because it was the only bag that I had. It was someone else's that I was borrowing.
Right.
Had to lug it all the way down to the train station. Got on a train, got to Bonn train station.
Okay.
Had to change to go catch a train to Munich.
Right.
When I got to Munich, I had to change to go to Milan.
Lots of walking, lots of travelling.
Yes, lots of bag carrying, sore shoulders.
Okay.
Got on the train. The train at Bonn was like half an hour late, which was a big problem because once I got to Milan, I had like 2 minutes to change trains, like that was the changeover. So the train was half an hour late. I was freaking out standing in the, you know, the little like joint section of the, you know, where the trains...
in a joint section?
No, you know where the trains like join? You know where the trains join and the doors happen?
This is quite the show to be talking about this. We're talking about a trip from hell.
No.
Not that sort of trip, okay?
You know...
Let's just clarify.
Do you know trains?
I do know trains.
You know where the doors open?
Yep.
Like where you get out?
Yep.
Well, I was standing in that bit because I really wanted to get out of the Fane Trust. I wanted to get out of the Fane Trust. The train passed.
What section were you in again?
The joint section.
Say no more, we understand.
And all these guys are in there, all these old German men were in there talking to me saying, oh, don't worry, you'll be all right, you'll be all right. They'll hold the train for you. I'm saying, I don't think they're going to hold the train for me. But anyway, it turns out that the train to Munich was running late as well. So, no, the train from Munich to Italy was running late. Anyway, so I got off the train, ran like buggery, found the right train, found my friend, and we got on, and that was cool. Then I found out that the train trip that we were catching was called, it was like a German translation, but it was called the train trip from hell, right? That was the translation of it. Because in Munich...
Copyright here, copyright. Yeah.
Well, yeah. In Munich, like the schools there have a thing called Faschung, and it's like a 3-week holiday. They just get 3 weeks off. I don't know what it is. They just, you know, they like to have holidays, so they do. And that train was the first train out of Munich on the holidays. So all the school kids going on holidays, and it's kind of like Schoolies Week. Right. So there's about 50 million like school kids on this train.
And that's a bad thing.
Well, no. Well, sort of, yeah. But we were stuck...
You got something against school kids?
No, I was a school kid as well. I was only 16.
Right. Okay, so the problem lies where?
What's everyone laughing at? Is it that funny? I'm getting really paranoid. Maybe I really was in the joint section.
I told you before, it's not that sort of trip from hell, okay?
Okay.
Right, okay.
Well, the thing was, we got stuck in a carriage and we had to listen to, like, it was a 10-hour train trip. We had to listen to, like, the Backstreet Boys for 10 hours, you know, because the Backstreet Boys were really huge in Germany.
That's a bad thing.
It was a bad thing. Right. What are you saying? What are you getting at here?
No, nothing. This is your story. I'm just listening.
I'm talking very fast, aren't I?
No.
Am I?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, so that was that. We ended up, because the people that we were in the carriage with hated us, we sat out in the corridor and like talked for the whole way. And yeah, and it was dark, so you couldn't really see anything, so that was quite boring. But anyway, once we got there, we had to catch a cab to the place where we were staying.
Right.
We were staying in like these apartments or something. And we got there and we got out. We actually had to walk for like about 20 minutes because he dropped us off at the wrong place because we couldn't speak Italian, blah, blah, blah. And got to this building, and lo and behold, there is scaffolding all the way around the building. They were doing construction work on like our section of the building. So
wolf whistles, everything like that?
Oh, no, just like very loud banging and, you know, stuff like that at 6 o'clock in the morning, because everyone knows that Italians are very hard workers and they get up at, you know, like 5 o'clock in the morning to start work, and then they go to sleep at 1 o'clock and get up again at 3. You know, so yeah, we were woken up like every single morning at
That's my sleeping habit as well.
6 o'clock in the morning, banging. And then one morning we woke up to find a workman on our balcony of our bedroom that we were staying in.
Right.
He just sort of jumped off the scaffolding and was just like, you know, walking around.
That's a good thing.
Well, he was very old, so it wasn't a good thing. Otherwise, we probably would have invited him in.
All right.
Anyway.
So, all right.
Once we got to
Schoolgirls, guy from scaffolding. Yep.
Yeah.
Tragic.
You're with me?
I'm with you. I'm right there.
Okay. So we went for a walk. We decided to go for a walk. Went down, found a public phone, thought I'd ring Mum, you know, tell her that I was okay. And then this guy just came up, and he was a black. There's lots of black guys, black people. No, mainly black men in this town. I don't know why. A lot of them sell things like, you know, sell little trinkets and stuff on the beach and like just on the street. And a lot of German tourists go there. So they all speak Italian, English and German. Right. So he came up to me, started speaking German to me. And I just went, oh, I don't speak German, mate. I'm Aussie. Go away.
So what do you speak?
Well, he was trying to pick us up. That's the thing, right? 2 16-year-old girls in a foreign country by themselves. He was trying to pick us up, and I was trying to ring my mum. So I said, oh, I don't speak German. He goes, oh, and then he started speaking English to me. And I went, oh, and I couldn't get away from him. And he kept hassling me. We ended up getting away from him, so that was okay. Then we... You know, it was like a week long, so I'm not going to tell you the whole story. Like, I'm not going to tell you the whole week.
Oh, come on.
You don't want to know the whole week.
Come on.
It's going to be very boring.
Oh, no, it's not.
It already is very boring.
Everyone's riveted, that's why they're so quiet.
Shut up. Look, I'm going to leave if you keep going.
I'm here, I'm listening, I'm with you all the way.
Okay.
You haven't lost me, I'm not snoring.
I'll cut to...
Come on, a bit more depth though. Can you cut it out a bit more?
This might...
What?
You wanted the trip from hell. I'm giving you the proper experience here. Okay.
No problem. Yeah, go.
So this might ruin my sort of reputation a bit. No, I'm going to skip to day 4.
Oh,
okay.
Big move.
Day 4. Right.
Okay.
We went to the beach.
Right.
You have to pay to get to the beach. You have to pay to get onto the beach because they're like private beaches. You get like things to lay on, umbrellas, you know, stuff like that.
Joking.
No, not joking. Anyway, so we got onto the beach.
Sand or pebbles?
Rocks, yeah, rocks, hard rocks, and it really hurts when you go to.
How much do they charge you for that?
Like $3 or something.
Oh.
Yes. I could have told you the soda water story, so just bear with me here. Anyway, we got on there. We got onto the beach. We got onto the beach, and I don't think I want to tell you this story actually.
No, yeah, I'm fascinated. Come on.
You know how everyone in Europe. You know how everyone in Europe sunbakes topless, right?
Wait, tell me about it.
Well, we were sitting there, and we were watching this family that was sort of sitting across from us, and it was like a mother and a father and the son and the younger brother and the older son's girlfriend. And we found it really, really, really strange that she was sunbaking topless, right? And then they stopped to have lunch, and she was sitting up, you know, with mum and dad and boyfriend and whatever. They were being quite affectionate, and she was just sitting there with no top on, and we were like, how does she do it, you know? It's a bit weird. So
in front of her boyfriend's family?
Yeah, in front of her boyfriend's family, you know, just sort of sitting there, tits hanging everywhere, eating lunch. Right?
That's about.
And he was like, and then the father started to tickle the girlfriend. Like, no, it was a bit weird. Come on. You've got to, like, they were mucking around. So I thought it
goes on in my family all the time, but hey.
Anyway, we thought, well, I thought, oh, I don't want to get these really bad, because I had a one-piece cosy. I thought, I don't want to get bad tan marks and stuff. And
so you were topless as well?
No, I wasn't, right?
When in Rome?
I wasn't. Well, yeah. I wasn't topless at that point. And we looked at her and thought, oh, if she can do it in front of, like, her boyfriend's
In-laws,
father. Yeah, her in-laws. I thought, like, you know, it's not going to do much harm if there's no one on the beach. So, so we're laying on our stomachs and I'm okay, Kate, you ready? And she's like, okay. So we've rolled our cozies down. And okay, 1, 2, 3. Flopped over onto our backs and just gone like this. And then, like 2 minutes later, this black guy comes walking along the beach, selling us beads and things. Like, we're 16. We've just sunbaked topless for the first time, and there's a guy standing over the top of us going, oh, ladies buy beads? Oh, very nice ladies. And we're like, oh, please, can you go away, please? But we ended up buying some like little wristband just to get him away. And that was the sunbaking topless story. That was very embarrassing.
Okay, let's go to the soda water story now.
No, the soda water story is even more very boring. More boring than that.
Ah, what?
And Laurence is telling me to wind it up.
What about next week? We'll come back with a soda water story. Everyone be back in the studio for that one, I'm sure.
Soda
the
water
soda water story. Thank you, Romona, for coming in. Give us Electric from Hell!
What have we got next?
And now we've got none other than...
Pagan?
What the hell's going on? I've got no idea.
You're pointing to the pagan.
We've got Sakthi on camera 1, I know that much. We've got Heather with the cabin. Let's give it up for Heather!
Thanks guys, my what a story, my what a story. Very quickly a gig guide this week, but before the gig guide, just very quickly I wanted to mention that the Hungry Ghosts have a new CD out. They're a Melbourne-based band, a little bit experimental and shoegazing it's often been called. So, see what else we've got happening this week. 78 Saab playing with Browning and Big Heavy Stuff at the Hopetown Hotel from 8:15. Bugs Superstar and Supernormal and Muta at the North Point Tavern. This is all happening Saturday night. Here comes the big noise when I turn over the page. I've been told not to turn over pages, but I still do it. I know, I'm naughty. Alright, Mac 1 play with Junket and $1 and Short and Herbisher at the Long Jetty Hotel, and they're kind of like pretty loud Mac 1. Navajodads if you want some surf music with the White Liners at the Three Weeds Hotel in Roselle from 8 PM. Orange County if you want like rockabilly and fairly sort of loud music, psychobilly perhaps. Missing Link and Turpentine at the Bat and Ball Hotel, just $5 in Redfern. Not far from here in fact. Porkers play with Thurston Hallows at the Globe in Newtown from 8 PM. Sounds of Seduction, of course. We had the go-go dancers in tonight from Sounds of Seduction, and that's at the Lansdowne Hotel on Broadway. So basically the corner of City Road and Broadway. Okay, if you like swing, then go to the Swing 47 Lounge with the Louisville Sluggers at the bar Broadway opposite the UTS. That's the UTS, University of Technology Sydney, on Parramatta Road. Go and see those guys. It's quite a nice night actually. I've been along to one of those. So that's happening at bar Broadway. What else is happening? We've got Welter playing and with Hopetown Avenue, Justin Fru's Loose Intentions at the Excelsior in Surrey Hills, and that's pleasing someone wearing a daffodil. And it's Daffodil Day today. That's the thing to remember, that it was Daffodil Day today. Golden Ruff and Bruno. Bruno, of course, from Peabody, I assume, at 12:24, and some short films with DJs at bar Broadway on Sunday night, and that should be a good thing, but starts from 4 PM, $10 and $8. I think that about wraps up the gig guide for this week, and I think it's time to hand over to Laurence. Go for it, Laurence.
It's good, he really is.
Thank you. Welcome to this week's instalment of Queer Nation. Unfortunately,
Excuse me, what was the segment called?
Queer Nation, Natasha.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Fine. Queer Nation?
Queer Nation, that's right.
Alone, that's it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's all.
That's it. Nothing else?
That's...
Nothing else.
Oh, okay. Natasha presents a small segment on her own. It's actually called... What's it called again?
Oh, nothing. I wouldn't worry about it now.
Okay, well then we won't. Welcome to Queer Nation /dance. Yes, we know. This week Taryn is actually in the control room, so
The controller she is.
I've grabbed Natasha and we're going to talk queer things mixed in with dancing things, so...
Which go well, really well together.
Oh, yeah,
they do.
Very well.
See, also, I wanted to get queer. No, I've always wanted to... I've always wanted to talk with this segment because I want to get raw. I want to get political and lose your inhibitions, lose this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, exactly. So,
Good on you, Natasha.
Speaking of political, we had a little political moment last week, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you want to elaborate on that?
Well, I'll start and then you can
Okay,
go.
go.
All right. Well, at Great Club on Oxford Street, we won't get too specific, but...
You don't shift.
Oh, that one?
Oh,
yeah.
That one, yeah. There was lots of them. But anyway, it's what it was. It was my 21st birthday. And you can clap that if you want. Thank you.
And what happened on your 21st birthday?
Well, I held it at a very nice nightclub. It was a very nice layout. I don't know if we can say it, but...
Probably not.
Probably not, no. But it was a very nice nightclub. But the problem was I'd hired out the particular level for the night. I'd paid my money. I'd paid very, very good money, believe me. A little bit too much if you ask me.
All decked out, sushi,
fantastic.
the whole thing.
Just
it was his.
Ritzy, real classy, you know what I mean? Anyway.
No,
good. Denise does too. Anyway, so I invited all my friends, and not all my friends are gay just because I'm gay. A lot of my friends are straight. So when I did invite my straight friends, a lot of them couldn't get in. And a lot of them, even though some of them were lesbians, a lot of them couldn't get in because they were female.
Which really sucks. I mean...
It really sucks. Because, I mean, I'd hired out the party, the venue for the night, and so the fact that they couldn't get in really ticked me off.
And I completely withhold with any discrimination towards anyone in any club.
Yeah.
And there are certain places where certain groups of people would rather get together and, be,
gay.
their thing. Some people prefer different types of music and so forth.
Exactly.
But when we came across the situation, especially of a young man and woman who appeared across the dance floor at each other, and you could see them, they were getting closer and closer. It was really sweet, and they came up together, and then by the end of the night they had a kiss. It was all romantic and lovey and everything, and then a female bouncer went up to them and asked them why they were kissing and did they have respect for gay people, which I found highly offensive, considering the fact that in the opposite position you would want to say, hey, just if two men or two women were kissing in a club that was so-called labelled straight, it would be offensive to go up and say, hey, can you not do that?
Because, exactly, watch for the lawsuit. I mean, I'm surprised that my friends haven't tried to sue. But, I mean, I'm not, apart from the fact that I actually hired out the place and was paying my money to have my friends there, it's not only that time that it's happened, any other time, any other night that you go out on Oxford Street in particular, and to a gay nightclub, if you take a girlfriend down to whatever club you're going to, the excuse that they give for not letting the girl in is because she has open-toed shoes on.
And I'm sorry, it has been a long-standing thing where they honestly, a lot of clubs have said, no, I'm sorry, mate, as into a fellow, you can't come in because you're wearing sneakers, because of the dress code. Okay, you have to look the part, but if they're letting in females with open-toed little shoes that can sue if their feet get cut from broken glass, well, it doesn't really make sense. So these funny little laws that are in place aren't really making sense, and I think we should do something about it.
Well, I think we should.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, Natasha?
Well, for a start, you can call us and give us some opinions. Tell us, if you've got any outlandish stories like that, which, it's true, bring up, let me know about it, and let Laurence and Taz know about it, because they'd love to talk about it and get into it.
And I think we'd actually like to go out and do maybe some vox pops on a night, like a Friday or a Saturday night, and talk to people who haven't been allowed into a nightclub because of these ridiculous laws that are put in place to segregate males from females and straights from gays. Because, I mean, gay people chant like endlessly for equality, and then we don't reciprocate that.
I mean, who
equality.
cares who you're having sex with, excuse me? Who cares who you're in bed with? It's got nothing to do with me who you're sleeping with. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter, and it shouldn't really matter to anyone else. But anyway, opposite story. I took a friend, young male dancer, who was wearing tie-dyed purple flares and a tight T-shirt into Kicks at Parramatta, and I will mention that club. And he was knocked back several times, and he went home, and first it was the collared shirt, so he got a collared shirt and it was the wrong colour, so he went home again and got a white collared shirt. Then it was the pants, so he went home again and got the jeans, and then the jeans were too faded, so he went home and he got black jeans, and then the shoes weren't right, so then he got home and he got like, you know, boots, and then they weren't good looking enough. They were like Blundstones or something like that. They weren't good looking enough, so he went home again. Like, this is 8 times. Lucky he's got lots of energy. We finally get in, and he was okay. I mean, he's a fairly muscly guy. He's a dancer, and he doesn't often get intimidated. He's sort of outlandish and so forth. But it took a while for us to be able to, once we got there and said, okay, everything's right, you can't say boo, we got there and they said, I'm sorry, we members only after, looked at his watch, and it was 2 minutes to, and they said at that time. And so we actually found a member and did get into that club, so. Yes, but, you know, a bit of a horror story after that, but it was okay. You know, and after
so
all
why do you think that he wasn't allowed in? Because he was presumed to be gay?
Well, I think that was a major issue. And being, like, I don't like to say leagues clubs, RSL clubs and so forth, because I do frequent, you know, the clubs and, you know, wherever. Yeah. But, you know, I'm open to anywhere, but I did have a definite thing towards it. The guy was particularly picking on him when there was a young female with a bra top and sequin, boob tube and sequin pants and open-toed shoes, and she went straight in. So, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Let us know about if you've got things like this we can talk about and get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll actually try and get a club owner in on the show and interview them and ask them why they have these silly little laws that are in place.
So if you are a club owner or a manager, let us know.
We don't even have to know why. We already know why, because we're trying to segregate the community, whether it's straight or gay, women or men. But anyway, let's link into dance now. We've done Queer Nation. Time to have a go at yours.
Nothing much on. The only thing I can say is Fame's still on at Star City, and Chicago is still on at the Capitol Theatre, all the, you know, the commercial sort of gigs. And there's a few new things happening in the next 6 months, but I'll get to that later. But what I will get to is our friends over here telling us about some great music.
No.
Oh, we'll do that later.
We'll do that later. Yeah. I think that's...
Should we talk to... Who are we going to talk to next? Who should we talk to next?
Well, let's let the viewers decide that one. And the floor manager, Lewis, yes, that's right.
Okay, we'll talk to Lewis. You can have the floor again, Lewis.
Thank you very much for watching. This was Dance and Queer Nation. We're actually going to call it Disco Nation.
Disco Nation! Give us a call and let us know.
See ya.
Disco Nation, good stuff. Laurence and Tash, yeah, thanks very much for coming in. And what a terrible story. And yeah, my deepest sympathies to that person that had to do all that running around for nothing. But good stuff that you finally got in. We've got sponsors, believe it or not. People actually do give us money, and people are going to be giving us more money. At the moment, we've got Family Planning Association, we've got Broadway Shopping Centre, Reverse Garbage, Polaroid Australia, the Body Shop, of course, Makeup Glamour, who can forget Pascal and Waddle Paints, and Web Multimedia Products, and also the boys that put our t-shirts together. You Design, innovative young company, and if you want t-shirts made, give me a call, 9698 2968. I'll put you in touch with some young guys trying to make a go of it in the apparel world in terms of t-shirts and stuff like that. Anything you want, logos, whatever. And just race through that because I want to take this opportunity to make an unscheduled comment. I went to Broadway Shopping Centre, who is one of our sponsors, but nothing against them. And I went to Hoyt's Broadway, and I saw the late session last Saturday night, Arlington Road, and was appalled. And for the reason being, I was watching, and if anyone that's seen Arlington Road, it builds up, you don't know what's going on, then the last 10 minutes it all becomes apparent. Anyway, I'm watching this movie, and I've committed 2 hours to watching it at about 11:30 session, and all of a sudden, at the very climax of the movie, up comes Hoyt's welcomes you to Broadway. And this was superimposed upon the print of Arlington Road just when the bomb's about to go off and everything like this. I haven't ruined it, don't worry. And I was just appalled. And then I was furthermore appalled to see people's apathy as they just walked out, those that had got out before me, and just walked out and just like, yeah, what'd you think of that? And just didn't say anything. Whereas me, straight up to the manager, hey, come on, what's going on? Do you know who the hell I am? No. I said, come on, what's going on? I'm not going to cop this sweet. And he went, oh, what? Oh, sorry. And then I was furthermore just disappointed. I mean, it was good because then a few people started coming up and going, yeah, it's true what he says is true. And then everyone realised, hey, there could be something in this for us. And then all of a sudden, yeah, they're starting to talk about riots and uprisings all of a sudden when they got me, a self-declared leader, and they're raiding the lolly shop. Oh, it wasn't looking good. So the manager comes out with some free passes, and I said to him, oh, so how many of these are we going to get? And he said, oh, just one. Which I thought sucked, because I thought, you know, like, these major multinational companies, you know, are making all this buckets loads of money, and they don't have a person projecting the movies anymore. It's all done by computer, and all he could say was, oh, we'll have to look into the program, something's mucked up. So it's not like you can call out, hey buddy, wake up, I don't know what you're doing up there, fix the bloody shot, you know, you got to sit through it and miss the whole sort of climax of this movie that you committed 2 hours to watching. And then for the manager, it was like a slap in the face to give me a ticket, which presumably I'd go and watch the movie again, yeah right, and waste another 2 hours. And I just thought, come on, these guys can afford it. Why not give you one, here, go and watch the movie again, and here, a complimentary apology sort of one, you know, as if they can't afford it. Anyway, that's just my bugbear, and I just thought I'd let you know and just complain and make it known to steer clear of Broadway Hoyts. Or if you see the manager, just give him a greasy and just say, hey, I know all about you, buddy. And I'm not going in Cinema 5. Alright? So that's just a little inside little tip for those people that are watching WCYR. If you weren't watching WCYR, you wouldn't know. So there you go. Right now I'm going to throw to what comes out after dark. You know it as the Jay and Bindi show. Let's give it a round of applause.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Lewis.
Brilliant. Welcome to our show. Things that come out at night for Lewis once again. We've got some CDs and stuff for you today.
We do. We've got lots of CDs.
What have you got for us, Bindi?
Are you going to go, or do you want me to go?
Well, this kind of leads into something you've been to as well. Unfortunately, I missed out on the Oakenfold gig at home. Frenzy, I think it was described. It had glowing reviews in all of the clubbing magazines this week.
Speaking of clubs, we just want to kind of reiterate what the other guys, Tash and Laurence, were talking about with the clubs. You know, it's really unfair when we are trying to create equality and people are sort of being segregated due to race and creed, and it's just ridiculous. And so you just need to unite.
Yeah, mesh. Which is the whole spiel for Yum Cha Cha as well that night. Celebration of dance culture.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't checked that one out yet, but we will do.
No, it's meant to be very good. Soon. At home again, Yum Cha Cha.
Yep.
But yeah, Oakenfold was at home as well.
Okay, this is a disc he's brought out recently called 2 Years of Oakenfold at Cream. Cream is a nightclub in the UK that is meant to be amazing. Unfortunately, we haven't made it over there yet.
No.
But
I'll be there at the end of the year, so I'll let you all know.
Well, maybe I will be as well. Maybe not. But yeah, this disc is amazing. I love Paul Oakenfold. I think he's the most amazing DJ. It's really moody music, and it's got nice beats, and they're kind of broken up nicely. And real feel-good kind of thing. And there's 2 discs in there, so quite good value, I thought. But we've had a lot of Oakenfold in the last
We have. We've overdosed on Oakenfold lately. So now let's move on to something that's an old classic, put out by Creative Vibes. So sort of a local, released in Australia, New Zealand kind of deal, super discount. It's an oldie but a goodie. 11 tracks on there that basically, you know, they kind of go with the flow. They're like a drum and bass at times, and then they break out to sort of trance levels, and it's just really easy listening, and it kind of gets you in the mood. It's definitely one to listen to maybe before you go out or after you've been out to come home to.
I've got one like that as well. This is actually Local Boys.
Yeah, let's support local talent.
Now this is a new album they've got out. 20-year-olds from the North Shore of Sydney.
They're only 20, and
they've managed to create the most brilliant album too. It's chilled again. It's the kind of thing you'd maybe want to listen to before going out, probably after going out, and any other time in between when you're cruising around the house or whatever. Lots of variety in it as well. Like the beats kind of get mixed up. Yeah, we were listening to it this morning actually, and it was just, there were some amazing moments where it's so quiet and chilled out, and then suddenly this beat drops in, and it was like, wow. So Local Boys doing it for us for now.
Carl Cox, as we all know, his new one has just been out. We were sort of having a discussion this afternoon, and we think it's basically in the broad category of house, just your general standard, straight down the line, nothing too swaying about it, but you know, still good to listen to. Probably not one of his best.
So, alright.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. The last one I've got for you this week is a CD called Monkey. This is based on a club night in Melbourne that apparently goes off. It's been up to home a couple of times in Sydney. It's yeah, back to the whole bringing all the crowds together, diversity, variety, blah blah blah.
Monkey must be a standard name, because in Brisbane there was the Monkey Bar, and that was probably not as good as what this would be like.
This is an actual club, I think. I think it's a night that's put on. It was quite hard house too, like I was surprised. It builds up nicely through the CD as well, starts out quite slow, and as you keep on progressing through it gets more and more lively, so that was an interesting one as well. Yeah, which kind of made me think as well about the difference between Melbourne and Sydney clubs. We've had a couple of friends come up from Melbourne, and we take them to what we think are the best clubs in Sydney. There's no reason why they should think they're bad or whatever.
Of course not. We're up there in standards.
Yeah, well, that's what we think, but they don't think so. They think that Sydney clubbing sucks. They think that apparently we finish too early as well. Like most of our clubs close at about 6. They keep on going till 9 or 10.
Everyone would complain that everything closes too early. You know, we need 24-hour everythings, so that we can access all the time. You mentioned progressive, and this sort of fits into that category very well, Sasha. Sound of the Underground, Global Underground series. Basically, there's 2 CDs in here, and it's just the flow of music that works so well. It's one continuous song, so there aren't any breaks in it, and you know, he's just a master on the decks, so this would be my highlight out of all the CDs this week.
Wow, Sasha.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And speaking of SOS, not go-go dancers, but we're talking still dancing. Sounds of Sydney at the Greenwood Hotel. This is one that's just sort of recent, but is really taking off. And if you're going to go to a recovery, or you want an easy Sunday afternoon where you're just cruising outside.
Particularly recently if you like anthems and classics, because that's what we stumbled upon the other night, which was interesting. Lots of songs where you're like, wow, I haven't heard this for ages. But yeah, it's good.
And it's so cheap, and you know, we complain that you pay so much for cover charges. This place offers so many DJs at low prices.
So, good one to go along to on Sunday if you're still up.
And do you want to talk about this one, because you're actually attending and I'm not, so...
Okay, this is just a little prelude to what we will be talking about on the show. It's Transmission. It's the 3rd birthday of that series of dance parties. It's also celebrating... Yep, Baxter's back from Europe, I think it was, with John Ferris as well, so that's also their return. There's going to be all this amazing mixing going on, according to all the publicity anyway. As you can see, it's quite a serious...
serious brochure.
Yeah. See, Lots of money spent on promotions. Must be good, Bindi.
High gloss paper, good gloss.
Yeah. So we'll see if
Nice
it
font.
lives up to the promise. That's next weekend, next Saturday at the Metro Hotel.
Yeah, 28th of the 8th. I can't believe we're in the 8th month already. It's just zooming past.
Crazy. Leading up to the Sydney summer party scene, though, which will
I
be fun.
know. Can't wait to be sort of in singlet tops again, and I already am. And, but just being able to go out
Being in a
and
singlet
dance
top and
and
being
not
warm.
take your coat into the cloakroom and stand there for like half an hour with this massive coat.
And getting this little ticket that disintegrates by the end of the night anyway.
And where do you put the ticket? I mean, is that like what do you do with it?
I don't choose to do that with it. But
Stick it down your bra strap or something.
In your shoe.
Yeah.
in the shoe.
It's just they should stamp you or something, or give you like a little laser glow so that that's your coat with the number on it or something. I don't know. Just an idea to play with.
Well, on that inspiring note, we're going to leave you for this week. We'll be back next week with more great CDs and a little bit more about clubs in Sydney and the new stuff that's happening. There's a lot of new stuff coming up soon.
And our CDs are brought to us by Central Station Records,
We thank
located
them
at
very
46
much.
Oxford Street, Darlinghurst. We thank you, and we'll be knocking at your door for sponsorship very soon.
Okay, I don't want to diss Sydney clubbing at all because, I mean, I love it too, but you guys got to get down to Melbourne because it is unreal. It does go off. And no, hey, I'm not dissing Sydney clubbing. I like it, but Melbourne is like just that tiny little step ahead of us in terms of music and the stuff they play. Anyway, aside from that, I'm going to make it nice and short and sweet tonight. Only 2 or 3 things I'm going to tell you about. One of them's already been mentioned by Jay. That's Transmission. Apparently tickets are already sold out. I called on Wednesday and there are only 30 left at Music Zone in Chatswood. But I have a contact who has a few tickets, so if you want to go and don't have any, give me a call here at CTV1 on 96982968 or email me at romona@tpg.com and I could put you in contact with someone who does have some spare tickets if you really, really want to go, because it's going to be a great night. Another thing coming up at the Metro in a couple of weeks' time, September 11th, is Freedom 99. It's put on by Amnesty International and all the proceeds go to Amnesty, so it's a really, really good cause. It's $25 plus booking fee or $30 on the door, which is really cheap considering that you get a lot of really good local Sydney DJs like Ken Cloud, Sugar Ray, Phil Smart, Ajax, Friendly and Infusion are playing there live. Who else have we got? Nervous as well. So it's going to be a really good night, and again, it's for a really, really good cause. So that's September 11th at the Metro. Also coming up on August the 26th at Harbourside Brasserie, the group that Jay was talking about, Panau, they're going to be playing there with another group called On, and they're both live PAs, so you get good live music, not just some DJ playing records, and it's $8, which is really cheap. Thursday night at the Harbourside Brasserie. If you're really into electro, kind of like really funky beats and breaks and scratches, get down. It'd be a really good experience. Apparently Panau, well, they did support Derek Carter when he came out, and they were amazing, so I've heard. So yeah, get down if you want to see Panau. Really good. $8. That's all I've got for you this week. Nice and short. I don't know who I'm throwing to. Yes, I do. It's Erin with Film Foreign. Yay.
Thanks, Lewis. Hello, and welcome to our Film Forum for another week. As I think I promised last week, I have a better film to talk about. Than last week I saw Eyes Wide Shut, and it kind of, did all kinds of crazy things to me. My mum went and saw it today, actually, and she said, "What's the big deal?" Which I think is probably a pretty good way to sum up that film. But I won't get started talking about that one again. This week I saw a film called Go, which is an extremely good film, one which I was very surprised by. I saw it a couple of weeks ago. I had pretty much no idea what the film was about, how it was structured or anything like that. So I went into it very much with a clean slate, just ready to be entertained. I'd been told that it was a very good film. The director is Doug Liman, whose previous film, and first film actually, was a movie called Swingers, which I think is just fantastic. I've seen it many times, and it just gets funnier and funnier with each viewing. So I was pretty excited to see what he had up his sleeve for his second film, and I was totally entertained. This is a story about young people in LA, I think, roving through LA's rave and club scene, something I'm very familiar with. I'm a very hip person. I'm very 90s and very in the know. And someone told me that the film's soundtrack was chock-a-block with fat beats and breaking sounds. But I was pretty much on the one with what was happening in this film. But it's great stuff. It's about a group of young people working in a supermarket, of all places, and what happens to them over one night. It's split into 3 stories. The first involves a character played by Sarah Polley, who is a terrific Canadian actress who is probably best known for her performance in The Sweet Hereafter. She's terrific. Her story involves her character selling a bunch of young wannabes cold and flu tablets, pretending that they're ecstasy, which is pretty funny. And then the kids think they're tripping anyway, so that was good. But we wouldn't want to endorse drugs on this show in any way at all. But it's quite funny anyway. Another story involves a group of young guys going to Vegas. This was a very odd story, disturbingly sexist actually. Nearly all of it takes place in a lap dancing club. Another thing I'm totally unfamiliar with. And it was slightly... I think it was a bit prurient, this scene. Some guys are going to see it and go, oh, but I thought it was a little bit off-putting because I'm very sensitive. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, be careful. And the third story involved the guy from Party of Five that plays Bailey, who was actually playing Scott Wolf. That's the one. Who was actually playing a gay soap star with another guy, and their story was very strange and involved them getting hooked up with an undercover cop when they were trying to buy drugs and all this sort of stuff. So it was very, very odd. But the whole film is terrific. It's been billed by some critics and punters as a teenage pulp fiction, which is probably a bit ambitious, but is quite applicable because it does have that same disjointed structure, and certain elements of that film sort of creep into this one. But it is an original film. I wouldn't say it was a rip-off at all in any way, shape or form. But it's not as good as Pulp Fiction, of course, but it's extremely entertaining. The performances by everyone are very good. I think there's another I know there's another TV star, and I just didn't want to admit that I knew who she was because Dawson's Creek, I was pretending like, yeah, I only watch the ABC and SBS, I wouldn't know about those kind of shows. Oh, I don't watch that rubbish. For God's sake. I've got Foxtel. I don't have to waste time with Channel 31. No, actually, if I could pick it up where I live, I still wouldn't watch it. But I've never watched Dawson's Creek, but someone told me that Katie Holmes is actually a really good actress. And in this film, she's actually really good. The sort of story with her involves her being almost sold off as a sex slave to a drug deal, which I thought was pretty funny. And I'm sure the producers of Dawson's Creek would like as well. But she was very good. There are other people in the film who Breckin Meyer is in it. He was in Clueless. He's very funny as a young white guy that thinks he's 1/8 black or something, and he thinks he's down with the boys and he's a homie and all that sort of stuff. So he's really good. There's a lot of very original, highly amusing characters in very edgy, uncompromising situations, and it's a lot of fun from beginning to end. If you like your movies a little bit differently, I think you'll probably like Go. It's screening, I think, pretty much everywhere, and it might be rated MA, so if you're under 15, tough luck, or take a parent. But yeah, it's a very good film, so go and check it out. Out of $12.50, I would give Go $11. It's that good, so go and see it. It's a lot of fun. What? Oh, it's a lot of fun, Go. It's one of those movies that you can think back on in 10 years' time and think, gee, I'm glad I went to see that. And I'm sure you will be. That's all I have time. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
How's it going? That's fantastic. That's all I have time for tonight. I will be back in a fortnight with I don't know, more great movies for you. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And now, am I throwing to you, Lewis?
You're throwing.
Fantastic. It was very Dylan Lewis.
There we are. This is the close. Anything you'd like to say, Tash?
Yeah, that was really interesting actually, because I've always had that kind of Dawson's Creek kind of shattered image of the young actress, which is I've now actually changed my mind.
Soapy stars can make it.
Yeah.
Even though you do see them in cafes and bars and stuff and think, where are they now? I'm sure they're still out there.
Really? So we started coming. Ah, cool.
Do you think you're
Okay, and that's the end of the show. We've got another great show coming up next week. Heaps of all the same segments and better. And we got fortnightly, monthly segments. So all new people, all new faces, whole new audience. And everyone from the block, of course, will be here. And that's Friday night. Wisdom Chamber Juice Review, CTV1, as in Channel 31. Final last words. Make it only three letters long.
Don't forget to call in for the competition.
No, 3 letters, not words.
No, because we've got CDs, body shop makeovers and T-shirts to give away as well, so we really want to get them out.
That phone number again.
96982968.
Fantastic.
And we want to say stay safe. There's been a lot of upheaval in the world at the moment with earthquakes, tornadoes and natural disasters, so just make the most of the time you've got on Earth now, because Armageddon is coming.
Thank you, Bindi. And yes, just to leave on a positive note, thank you very much. And when we sing the show next week,
hopefully,
maybe, so long as we don't have an earthquake or anything like that, but keep smiling and bye for now.